All right. I think we are live. Everyone. Just want to make sure everything is going well with this stream. Hold on, hold on. We've got YouTube, we've got Restream, we've got OBS, we've got everything going on right now. And I think we are live. Hey, everyone. Hopefully, you had a really good July 4th. I am here again for the weekly download. My name is Mitchell Doomlau, and this is on Video Content School in Creative Haven to really teach y'all out there about content strategy, video production, and digital marketing throughout all the years that I've learned it with working with brands, also just doing it myself, building a YouTube channel and Instagram accounts and all these different brands in my life from Stripe TV, Easy Tech, Rave Train, and then my own with Creative Haven and Video Content School. Anyways, I wanted to talk today about creating your own video Nook. And so what that means is I have my video camera right in front of me, my camera right in front of me, which is a Panasonic GH5, and have it on a little tripod that's also connected to a video capture card, which is then plugged into my computer, which is then streaming on restream.io, which allows me to stream to Facebook and also YouTube at the same time. And a lot of people ask me this question because every time I hop on a Zoom call, I plug in my same camera, the same setup you see right here, into Zoom, and they kind of freak out. They're like, wow, how do you get that quality? And so the way you get this quality is that you should have your own DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera that has its own, of course, lens. You can also, I think you can probably use a point and shoot these days, though for me, I'm using a DSLR camera, a mirrorless camera, actually a Panasonic GH5. And what I do is that I put it on a setting at 24 frames per second and 1080p. And what I do is that I connect it's called a Pile video capture card into my HDMI out on my camera. And that also connects into my computer through a USB cable where it then gets discovered by a driver. And then I use that for Zoom, for Loom, for Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and as well as creating online courses. So what's great about this whole setup is that you can create pre-recorded videos for your YouTube channel or for your company, whether it's a whole tutorial series or an online course or just weekly YouTube videos, or even if you want to interview somebody else. I use the same setup for podcast interviews. And so it really gives my videos a little bit more quality and more of a professional look than just having my phone or my webcam on my laptop. And I like this setup just because it gives you a lot of room. It's not a huge setup. Honestly, it's just a GH5, which is a small mirrorless camera with a Rokinon 12 millimeter lens. So it's a very wide lens. And for you, I would look for a wide lens if you have a crop sensor. And if not, just go for a 50 if you have a full frame camera. If that's too confusing, get yourself a nice wide lens so that you can have a lot of, room in your frame. Because sometimes if you want a teleprompter, it's better for you to have a wide lens so you can be closer to your lens with a teleprompter rather than having a lens that's a 50 millimeter or above. It's a great look. People use 50 millimeters for portrait photography, but sometimes you have to be scooted way back from the lens so you can't read your teleprompter. Let's say you were using that for YouTube videos or for online courses. And so my Video Nook, I'm using a Pile video capture card. A lot of people use Camlink. There's also Blackmagic. And what it does is that it allows your camera it reads the data from your camera, and then it allows the computer to read that data, and then it uses that video in whatever platform you want, from Zoom to YouTube, Facebook Live, and even OBS Live. And so some people also ask me, how do I do my online course? And so there's ways you can do your online course where you use just your camera and you film yourself, and then you capture your video, your display by using screen capture devices programs for QuickTime for Mac. And there's a few other programs for PC, but I use a Mac, and I forgot what those capture programs are. And when I do that, it really gives me the opportunity to create online, online courses, because I can record my screen while recording my video. Now you can use OBS Live or OBS Studio, and you can actually record and then show your screen at the same time. So you can have me picture in picture, bottom right, while the screen is recording, so you can go through slides or through your whatever you're showing on your computer or on your screen. This is great because in the future, you don't have to edit your your video into the small right hand corner, you can do it in OBS. If it's a little confusing, you should download OBS Live and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's what a lot of the gamers out there is used to stream. And so when you are setting up your little video Nook, you also have your audio. And so what I'm using right now, it's a microphone that's attached to a XLR cable that's going into a Behringer 2-channel mixer. And that Behringer 2-channel mixer, it then is connected to a USB cable that goes back into my computer. And so what this does, it allows me to use this mic, which is a Shure 54 mic, and gives me better audio and allows the whole system to just look good and sound good. I always suggest having a pop filter. There's going to be a lot of videos out there telling you what's the best mic out there. There's the Shure SMB, forgot what it's called, where all the podcasters use. You can use that as well. I'm a DJ, so I've had this mic for a long time, and it's always worked for me, and it's a Shure mic too, and so far so good. And so if I feel like I want to get the podcast mic, I will, but right now this works for me. And what I do is I get this actual stand. It's an arm or a mic arm you can get on Amazon for like $15. And so this whole setup, without the camera, with the mic and everything, will come out to about $2,000. And then after, I would say more like a $1,000. Then with the camera, maybe like $2,500. And so what you do is that when you have this video Nook and you have your video and then your sound all ready to go, you also have your background. And so when you have your background, the best thing to do is kind of ask yourself, how do you want to brand yourself with your background? You can do this for your Zoom calls. You can do this for your online courses. You can do this for your YouTube videos. You can do this for any pre-recorded videos that you want out there so you can show people your personality and your brand. So I chose to have a Texas-style background, a cowboy-style background with Clint Eastwood right there from Josie Wales. That's the Longhorn. And I used to play drone videos on that monitor on my TV, but it was a little too distracting. And then over here, it is a fake plant wall with a do what you love neon sign. And down here is my turntable setup with my controller. And then right here with all my records. And so I did this because it shows my two halves, which is my music side and also my filmmaking side. And that's just me. And I helped create this with my brother, who actually helped me just put the color scheme together. And this is actually my logo colors. So my logo colors are actually navy blue and orange. And so I just made sure that my background is also branded. And so when you look at Video Content School or Creative Haven, you'll see blue and orange together. And that was a color palette that I chose back when I started my company. And I went to Fiverr and I found a brand deck designer and someone who actually helped me come up with a logo. And that whole process, I was on a research hunt looking for the best combinations for creativity. I just looked at other companies and I came down with navy blue and orange. Why that's important to me is that if you want to keep everything consistent and branded, I think your background has to be branded as well. And everything that you do should be with a lot of intention. So I want to intentionally show you that my personality is film, music, and right here, video. And so that's how I set up my video Nook. You've seen a lot of streamers out there, a lot of people who do YouTube videos who have their own little background and their own mic and their own video setup. There's other ways where you can do this as well. When you have a pre-recording of a YouTube video or just a video in general, you can use a lavalier mic instead of a mic like this. The lavalier mic is a mic that can have to be wireless or with a wire. You can connect it onto your lapel. And that allows you to get better sound quality than if you had a mic on your phone or on your webcam or your computer or on your camera. It's just better quality if you have a lapel mic, a shotgun mic, or a mic like this. And really, that's it. Find a way to look at your brand or your company or yourself and see how do you want to capture yourself on your frame. Style out your background. Get yourself a mic so that you can sound great. Get yourself a mirrorless camera or DSLR camera or a point-and-shoot camera that has an HDMI out. You can get into a video capture card. You can plug it into your computer. Get the mic into a sound card, external sound card that can then get plugged into your computer. And then from there, you can either record Loom videos for training, Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives for just content. You can also do screen captures and a video capture of you to do online courses or webinars. And that's really it. And so hopefully that was helpful for anyone out there who wants to learn about how to create our own little video Nook or creation station, what I like to call it, so that you can create professional videos and look professional when you're on streaming devices or on Zoom or anything where you're using a camera. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks again for watching. And if you haven't yet, like this page, join the Facebook group. And if you have any questions, comment below or email me at mitchell@videoccontentschool.com or mitchell@thecreativehaven.com. It's the same place. And I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.